of which technical knowledge and skill is absolutely a major factor, which is why Strength Coach Network continues to do well to this day, as do the materials. However, when you have things come up like, well, how do I negotiate for, this job? How do I get this in my career? How do I do this? How do I do that? It fundamentally comes down to money problems, because it's the person who is willing to step away from the table in a negotiation who is most dangerous. And there's only two ways that you can do that. One is to have other options, and two is to be a complete fucking lunatic ready to blow everything up. And if anyone ever calls your bluff in the second, you're fucked. So in reality, if I think back to my own career or other individuals in the field, the ones who operate from a position of strength in negotiations, career advancement, and so on, is they have alternative sources of income that give them independence. All too often in the field, you see like, oh, this guy's a fucking dickhead. Like, I wish I could speak my mind about this, this, and this. But if you did, they would fire you. You have no other income. You have nowhere else to go. You bite your tongue. You stay in that job and stuff like that. And I really do think that, until you can get your career to the point where you're coaching for fun, not because you absolutely have to, you're not operating at the highest level of independence, honesty. Certainly for me, now that I got a kid, I got a wife, all that kind of stuff, I said it to TK the other day, which is, I feel he feels the same as well, which is, you should never be put in a situation again where someone with that level of judgment gets to dictate how well you can feed your family or not. And, to that end, the money moves thing is like, okay, if am I the world's best business person? No. Have I made more in a day, a week, a month than most strength coaches have ever made in terms of side income? Sure. And to that extent, maybe there's value that I can share with other coaches and put them in a position that they aspire, or closer to a position that they aspire to be. And, it's like money where your mouth is, like skin in the game. I've tried to set this course up where, hey, it's $1,000. Well, normal pricing, $1,000. Pre-register, $750. That's a bunch of money, yes. But if you follow this course as outlined, you do as you're told, you ask for help, and you document your implementation of those steps, if you don't make that 1,000 back in 10 weeks, I'll pay you the difference. So that's what I'm trying to work towards right now, which is to just have it like a mini army of less offensive me's telling schools, admins, whatever, go fuck yourself. Like, I don't need this money from the school, because you have that, like, that robustness. The business with one customer is run by an idiot, and you're the CEO of you.
You've posted, a lot of success stories from people that you've been working with without, naming names or, respecting people's privacy. Just talk about what you've done and,
It's very sneaky. So I charge people money to coach them up on their businesses in order to create testimonials and case studies and develop the materials for the course. It's just a more personalized, intensive version of what's included in the course, and to validate those ideas. And that's one of the things that actually gets taught in the course, which is you don't want to make big bets. What you want to do is get feedback on your assumptions as early as possible at the lowest amount of work and cost possible. So, for example, what I could have done is I could have gone off, written a long form course, 10 hour-long modules, done the worksheets, done the practical tasks, made a website, made a social media profile, like all that shit, and then sold it. I know now it's going to sell, but when I'm building that, if I'd have done that, I don't know that it's going to sell. And I've done this. Look at the audit for Strength Coach Network. Put a month, probably $1,000 into it, absolutely tanked for some reason. And I was thinking about it the other day. It's like, is it because I'm shit at business? Quite possibly. But if you look at like the Amazon Fire Phone, how many of them do you see around today? $500 million mistake. Like even elite level businesses sometimes swing and miss. So rather than invest the months that it takes to do that work, time, money, effort, and so on, and have it fall flat, what I did was just be like, hey, I'm offering business coaching. Click here for information. And then started collecting money on day one. Then it's like, okay, now I'm being paid to refine the processes that go into the development of this course. And then I made the sales video for the course and an order form that basically the thank you page says, thanks very much. See you on March the 20th. So the lectures I've planned out already. Lecture 1 is written, but after that point, I'm going to be laying the track as the train is on it. But I've invested the same amount of time, effort, money in the development of that course, but I've at each stage validated those steps, which, you know, it's specific to this course, but you can apply it to any of the stuff that, you know, coaches might do in their side businesses. So for example, I think people get it asked backward. When you're an independent coach or, you know, your personal training, the first thing people think about is like, okay, well, I'm going to need a website and I'm going to need business cards and I'm going to need a social media profile of this many followers. Then I'm going to write the program. Then I'm going to do this. Whereas like you can do all of those things and tank. Whereas if you just go in front of people, sell them face to face and be like, hey, do you want sessions? And you can tweak some things to make that offer more appealing and incentivize them to take action sooner. But you're going to get immediate feedback about whether or not people want that, and they're going to put their hand in their pocket. And then, of course, you can use that momentum, you can use the money from that to build the other stuff faster.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes tons of sense. Why do you think everybody has it backwards? Like, if that's the case, why?
I think there's maybe a few different reasons. One is that we confuse notoriety with success. So equating a large following with financial success is one thing. So then we're like, okay, well, I need a big following, and then I'll be financially successful. There's a bit of a disconnect. One can lead to the other, but financial success can buy you a following. Yeah. I think another thing is that there's an inherent fear about putting yourself out there and experiencing rejection. It feels much safer and more productive to post on social media and get the dopamine. Congratulations on making it to the end of the video. Why don't you celebrate by watching more videos just like it? You can also help us on our quest to placate the algorithm gods by liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Thank you.